you know, as Ricardo said, I've been looking forward to this since 2004, when we first came down here. I was hopeful that we'd have a chapter. I'm grateful that we do. I would like to thank the college for all the help they've done putting this together. I know when I came down here in March 2 years ago, it was a wonderful time we had down here. I just couldn't believe the facility. I learned a lot about how things were done, how the engineers operate in Puerto Rico. You know, it's been great that you've been able to get enough people together. I know when I was here 2 years ago, we had 60-something in the room for the continuing education. And I know you've done 80 in Ponce at one time, right? Didn't you? So it's a good start to get you moving in the right direction. You know, it was a little more than 45 years ago that ASPE started as an organization. Our actual start date was September 18, 1964. And it was a small group of engineers from Los Angeles that started the organization. There were about 20. And we've now grown to approximately 7,000 members. So it's really great. And those 7,000 are concentrated heavily in North America, but we have people around the world. As president, I get contacts from people from Dubai, India, where else was China, Australia, you know, all over Europe, of course. I went to a dinner and I was sitting next to somebody from Serbia. The beauty is you meet all these wonderful people. So I think it's great that Puerto Rico becomes our 60th chapter. To give you an idea, my chapter this year is celebrating their 40th anniversary as a chapter. I belong to the Chicago chapter. Chicago is right now the largest chapter of ASPE. I think Puerto Rico can, you know, give us a good run for the money. You just got to get a few over 400 people as members, and you'll be doing all right. I was honored this past May that they gave me my 30th anniversary thing. So I've been a member of ASPE for 30 years. So I missed the first 10 and I missed the first 15 or so of the society. Actually, I was in diapers, kind of, sort of. I'm a young guy, you know, I'm not that old when they started. But we have many of, you know, the beauty is when we host our 40th anniversary, we have people that are there who signed the original charter with our organization, with our chapter. And you guys will have that opportunity as well. All right. So tonight, I'm going to ask Stan to constantly help me. You're going to see us do a tag team. He's going to keep coming up. First thing I'd like to do is thank the interim board for all the work that you've done to get this chapter started. It is a lot of work. I know, and you know, you have benefited the industry by doing that. I congratulate you for your efforts. It was tough to do. It's tough to get those signatures. It's tough to get the minimum number of people to become a chapter. And I know you'll continue to work to build a stronger, larger chapter. And of course, this helps out with the meaningful programs that you put on. You guys do some great educational programs already. You could teach some of our other chapters some of the programs that you do. I've seen what you've done in education, and it's outstanding. So the first thing I'd like to do is recognize the interim board of directors. And Stan and I would like to present plaques.
As founding chapter president, his commitment and dedication in assisting in the formation of the Puerto Rico chapter. So Ricardo, if you'd step forward.
Woo!
Vice President membership, Melvin
Maldonado.
Here?
Maldonado.
Melvin's not here. Accepting for Melvin will be Ricardo. Vice President Technical and the interim treasurer, Carlos Sanchez. Are you here, Carlos? Come on up, Carlos. As Julia says, you get real money after this. Not your chapter, you start getting your... So on behalf of the Society Board of Directors, I want to take this up there and thank you, and your employers especially, for the time they have allowed you to become active members. We appreciate and value their continued support, that they would continue that support. I also want to especially thank the families and friends, for many of you have to make a lot of sacrifice and understand for the time that has been spent away from home, for being a member of ASPE and being part of the chapter, and even more so, having helped create the chapter. Yes?
I want to add that thanks to the wives and spouses and husbands and all the rest of that, I've got to be careful because right now we have 8 of our chapter presidents have husbands. So I've been, one of those lucky presidents. Previous to me being president, we had a number of ladies that were presidents of chapter, but never more than one in a given year. My first year there were 7. My second year there were 8. This year so far I've counted 7 additional. So, which is great. We're seeing that. And Ricardo, I want to thank your wife for being here too, because I know what she goes through. My wife and I in August will be celebrating our 31st anniversary, and we've been together about 12 years. Gives you an idea as to what goes on.
That's good.
The Society Board of Directors, by the way, was thrilled when we did receive the application for Puerto Rico to become a chapter. And we have a discussion in the ballot that takes place, and of course we voted unanimously at our April board meeting to grant Puerto Rico a chapter in the society. At this time, and I beg your indulgence, what I'd like to do is take a moment to read the charter out loud. And Stan's going to hold it for you so you can see what it looks like. And the way it reads is, having satisfied all the requirements of the bylaws, the American Society of Plumbing Engineers does on this date grant to the undersigned a charter to operate as the Puerto Rico chapter and all the rights and privileges to which they are thereby entitled for the purpose of contributing to the advancement of plumbing as an engineered science. We, the undersigned, who as charter members of this chapter accept the responsibility inherent in its formation and will strive to help achieve its goals. Dated July 9, 2009. All right, and what we will be doing in a little bit is we'll be having you come up and each of you get to sign the actual charter. Ricardo holds on to it, and the other charter members get to sign it as well. And then you guys keep it. And in 40 years from now, when you're celebrating your 40th anniversary, you pull it out and you put it on display. I just attended, one of the things that I get to do that's nice as a chapter, or as a society president, is I attend some chapter events, and Atlanta just hosted their 40th anniversary as well. And they held it at the Atlanta Aquarium. When you talk about an engineering marvel, you should see the plumbing engineering in that building. And they gave us a behind-the-scenes tour. So most people behind the scenes would look at the fish. We were looking at the piping and the tanks and the pumps, It was really great, So we enjoyed that part. And the tour guide goes, I think you guys are going to enjoy this room. We go, wow, this is great. She goes, there's no fish in here. We go, we don't need the fish, So, but they unrolled their charter, and they had a number of their original members who had signed it were there present that night. Many of them had served as president of their chapter, which brings me to what you have to do next, which is